So, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time to kick off our Thursday night. So if we can all focus our attention to our stage right up front and center. And allow me to ask, how we feeling out there so far? So I got a lot on the front end, but I'm going to ask it again to make sure we can all hear me in the back end. So how we feeling so far? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Frankie Perez. I will be one of your hosts this evening. Welcome to the beautiful Avenue A Club, and welcome to the Ironbound Community Corporation's annual Changemakers Cocktail Gala, Newark Rising. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're celebrating 56 years of the ICC. How about a nicer round of applause? Make some noise. 56 incredible years of making a difference, 56 incredible years of you beautiful people helping support an amazing, amazing company, an amazing community. Now, just a little 411 for you. If you guys don't know already, make sure you guys check out our wine pull over there to the side, as well as our 50-50. They are open. They will be open for the remainder of the evening until I tell you they're closed. All right? Also, that 50-50 ticket, make sure it's red. If anybody sells you any other colors, they got you. All right. Lastly, the bars are wide open, so feel free to take advantage of that. And the restrooms are over to the left, so if anybody's looking for the restrooms. Now, tonight is about an incredible, incredible community. It's about each and every one of you of helping make a difference, and also about helping the ICC raise some money to make this community as special and as strong as possible. You guys feel good about that? I said, you guys feel good about that? So, that being said, kicking off this entire evening is an incredible individual. He is the ICC board president. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome up, joining me on stage and kicking this entire thing off. Give it up for president of ICC's boards of directors, Mr. Dave Robinson.
Thank you. Good evening. I hope everyone's comfortable with this new format we have here, where you save some expenses by not having assigned seats. So enjoy this cocktail reception style. We think it's exciting. Network, meal with each other, have a great time. We assure you that we are going to be vigilant to ensure the program flows in a timely, efficient manner. So on behalf of the board of directors of the Ironbound Community Corporation, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our annual Changemakers Cocktail Gala, Newark Rising. Tonight we celebrate not only this great city, we also celebrate the people, the partners, and programs that lift it higher every single day. For more than 5 decades, ICC has been the pillar in Newark, helping families find stability, empowering young people, protecting our environment, and ensuring that our community's voices is always heard. Even in times of hardship, ICC, like Newark itself, rises to the occasion. We rise together, driven by resilience, driven by unity and love for this community. I want to thank each of you for joining us tonight and for standing with ICC in our mission to build a more just, vibrant, and sustainable Newark. Your support makes this work possible. And your presence here tonight reminds us that Newark's strength is in its people. A heartfelt thank you. Yeah. A heartfelt thank you as well to our host venue, the iconic Avenue A Club. Thank you for opening their doors to us this evening. And to our Master of Ceremonies, Richard Camerari, you'll see soon, for guiding us through tonight's celebration with his trademark warmth and wisdom. And warm welcome to Dr. Brittany Cooper, our keynote speaker this evening. That's very exciting too. Thank you. I also want to take a moment to recognize the incredible ICC staff. You're here. We hear you. Whose dedication and hard work made this event possible, whose passion drives our mission forward every single day. Here's to the staff at ICC. I also want to give a shout out to the Gala committee members who are not necessarily members of the ICC agency, but they were stakeholders in our community. So thank you, all of you that helped out to make this Gala a special event. And I wanted to make a special shout out to someone who's new to this ICC community. Her name is Lisa Blankenship. She's a professor and interim director at the Center for Teaching and Learning at Baruch College in Manhattan. Lisa, thank you for joining our community. We love you. And of course, a very special thank you to our Gala honorees for their partnership, leadership, and service to Newark. United Way of Greater Newark, Earthjustice, Nancy Zak and Arnold Cohen, and Leonard Thomas, who we all knew as Lenny. Thank you. Yes, our honorees. Thank you to our friends who donated bottles of wine to our wine poll. We have some great wines from all over the world, thanks to local supporters like Lisbon Liquors and Casa de Paco. Yeah. I've had the honor of serving on ICC's board for over 20 years, and I can say with confidence, our best days are still ahead. The spirit of Newark is alive, it's determined, and rising stronger than ever. And now it's my pleasure to invite Reverend Mosier Wierick to offer our invocation. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Good evening, everyone. For those, most of you know me, I'm Pastor Mosier. I'm the pastor at St. Stephen's Grace Community on the Five Corners. And ICC has always been part of my life. Our daughters went to the school, and our work at the church could not be imagined without it. So this is an interesting time, and I think we need to recoup the values of our faith. And as a Christian pastor, I want to bring you the words of Matthew 25 that say, "Then the king will say to those at his right hand, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me.'" As you can imagine, they asked, "When did we do that?" "Truly I tell you," says the Lord, "just as you did it to one of the least of these brothers and sisters, you did it to me." So I think one of the profound values of our faith communities, and I could ask any one of you who is Muslim or Jewish or goes to any other religious congregation, that you probably will share in the same values of love God and love your neighbor. It is not so much about what you have in your head, but actually what you do. And I know as we come together here at the ICC, it's not a church, it's not a religious organization, but you do holy work. You do holy work. Because you are always working, seeking justice for all of us in the community, feeding the hungry, caring for creation, and being merciful and serving those in need in so many ways. As I mentioned before, I cannot imagine myself and the work of our church without the ICC over all these years. And it's really about, when you look at our faith basis, it's really about how we treat others. Do we see our neighbor as our brother or sister? Do we have compassion to those who suffer? Do we care about the creation, about nature, about fighting pollution, cleaning up our air, our soil, everything? So I wanna just congratulate the ICC for these 56 years of important work, but especially I want to congratulate all those of you who work at the ICC, from our director, Hazel, to all of you that along this time we have worked. And I think that is the beautiful thing. Maya Angelou has a poem that says, the poem is Alone, lying, thinking last night, how do I find my soul a home? Where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody, but nobody can make it out here alone. And you, folks from ICC, you make sure that nobody needs to make it out alone. Or if Maya Angelou also says, if you find it in your heart to care for someone else, you have succeeded. So you have definitely succeeded for all these 56 years. And also so the people that are being honored, Arnold, Nancy, and the organizations that are here tonight. So let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we gather tonight, with hearts full of gratitude as we celebrate the accomplishments of the Ironbound Community Corporation and honor the community leaders and organizations. Thank you for the commitment and hard work of all its leaders, staff, and volunteers. We ask that you may continue to bless and empower them in this challenging time. We also, and especially thank you for our CEO, Hazel Applewhite, and ask you to continue to bless her with courage, strength, and wisdom to continue leading these outstanding organizations. We also ask you to bless us all as your beloved community. Help us to continue to act with integrity, serve with generosity, and innovate with courage. May our collective efforts continue to make a positive impact, and may our fellowship grow stronger. We trust in your continued presence and love to guide us forward. Amen. And let's have a wonderful party tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a nice round of applause for Dave. And of course, Reverend Mosier. Now, at this time, we're going to open up our dinner buffets, so feel free to grab a bite. Don't forget to hit that wine pull and that 50-50. Grab a cocktail, and we'll see you in a few. Enjoy. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys are enjoying yourself thus far. As we know, there are still some guests getting food in our dinner buffet, so we are going to ask for your undivided attention to the stage once again. As you enjoy your dinners, please just be very gentle with those forks. And please bring all side conversations down to a minimum as we have some very, very important speakers this evening. Now, as I said, I'm one of your MCs. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to our stage just one more time as we welcome a lifelong Newarker, a grassroots community organizer, chairperson of Newark Community Development Network, and our MC of this evening. Please welcome Richard Camerari.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. Good evening, everybody. I do have to say there's nothing new under the sun, except tonight there is, because I've never been introduced with disco music. I mean, you know, I have to admit, I'm always a little nervous following clergy. Being the secular heathen I am, always a fear that lightning might strike with the first words I utter. But speaking of God, Sandana and Hazel gave me a very meticulous run of show. and I got to make sure I follow it, because if I deviate, I'll never hear the end of it. Although I have to say, when I saw this, they had VOG here, VOG, and I was like, what the heck is VOG? And it came when I got here. I was introduced to VOG, the voice of God, Mr. Perez. So he's got God's voice rocking, I would say. Thank you, Mr. Perez. So first, I want to thank Ironbound, everyone involved, for inviting me to be the MC. I was a little surprised, but I'm honored and humbled, of course. Ironbound has been one of the groups I've been aware of for 40 plus years. I'm born and raised in Newark. Although when people ask me, have you lived in Newark all your life? I'm tempted to say, well, not yet. But, it's also interesting. I get to watch myself in the back there on the screen. That's weird. But anyway, thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you, Ironbound, for asking me to MC. As I noted, one of the things we have in Newark is this impression that, we Newarkers, we're suspicious, skeptical of people who are not from Newark originally. And that doesn't really stand up against scrutiny. It's not whether you're from Newark, it's what you do when you get here. That's what determines how we respond to you. And Ironbound Corporation, a lot of the groups here, when you come to Newark and you do the right thing, you will be welcomed with open arms completely. And there's plenty of people in this room who can testify to that. So thank you all. Having said that, I got all my bona fides. My mother's father got here in 1899. Some people think I got here in 1899, which I try to dissuade them of. Although the older I get, the harder that becomes. So anyway. So again, thank you for being here. Good evening. On behalf of the Ironbound Community Corporation, AKA ICC, we welcome you to the annual Changemakers Cocktail Gala. It's good to see so many familiar faces, our partners, neighbors, advocates, community activists, and the like. Many of you have been here before, so you know who you are. We're gathered here in one room to celebrate what's best about our beloved city. Tonight, we're going to celebrate under a theme that speaks directly to the moment we're living in, which is, with a bow to Ms. Angelou, Newark Rising. Those two words capture not just progress, but purpose. Newark is rising because of the people in this room, the organizers, the educators, the community activists, the leaders. They got me in here too, the elders. Every single one of you who has chosen to invest in this community with your time, your heart, and your hope. Before we begin into the program, I was asked, so I'm telling you, I was asked to provide a poem for the evening. So I am going to do it as was instructed. I do also want to thank, in addition to Ironbound, I got to thank my wife who's here, who always supports me. She was here saying, don't forget your glasses. If you need them, put them on, read it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a poem that I think sort of captures the ethos of not just Ironbound Community Corporation, but all the community groups in Newark that have worked so hard and struggled in their neighborhood areas to make things better, to change the material conditions under which people live. The poem is titled, given the night's theme, Our Choice, Our Acts, We Rise. No memory of death. For Newark, our often bruised yet beloved city. For those who know it, who love it, who struggle for it. We have a choice. To live our lives in complete sentences, exercising subject-verb agreement, feeling the grammar of our interlocked humanity. We have a choice. It is the nature of the universe. We can neither create nor destroy matter, we can only change its state. We can neither create nor destroy things, we can only change them. So, we change the rivers upon which we travel, and we change the rains in which we wash, and we change the stones upon which we stand, and we change the light by which we see, and we change the ground in which we plant. Because we choose to do something, to offer our children, we choose to say something to save ourselves, and we fight the crazy parts of the world, the insane people who sweat and tremble at the mere thought of more power and privilege. Those who try to wound us in so many ways. Yes, we choose to do something. We choose to continue, and we do not stop. We laugh and we cry, but we do not stop. We study and we heal. We do not stop. We struggle and we rest, yes, but we do not stop. So for us, there is no memory of death, no room for despair. We honor our ancestors. We embrace our young. We choose life. We choose life. We choose to live, to struggle against what is anti-human, against submission. Yes, we have a choice. To challenge what is primitive and backwards, the destroyers of nature and spirit, to resist the beast and the machine, to be truly human. This is honorable. This is important. This is necessary. We choose to live, and we never stop. We are collective. We know and honor our past. We fight for our present. We rise up into our future. We rise up into our future, a future just, equitable, merciful, humane for all. And we never stop, ever. Thank you. Okay, I hope that captured a bit of what we're trying to do here tonight. And to officially open our celebration, now I want to introduce a visionary leader, a passionate leader, an eloquent leader, one who, well, actually, I guess she finally broke that line of Italian Americans leading Ironbound, you know, DeLuca and De La Fay. But Hazel Applewhite, Hazel, please come up here.
Thank you, thank you. Really want to start off with just really welcoming everyone in this space. Welcome to Newark Rising, the theme for ICC's today on our annual Changemaker Gala. The reason why we chose the theme of Newark Rising is because we are rising. And we're rising because of the folks that are in this room today. I want to first take a moment and, of course, thank God, right? I'm a Christian. Or, you know, thanking whatever, you know, whoever, right, that we serve. You know, we all enter into this space with different beliefs and different belief system. And my belief system is God. So I want to, you know, first thank God, right, and my ancestors for having me in this space today, right, and living completely in my purpose. My name is Hazel Applewhite, CEO of Ironbound Community Corporation. And again, I just want to welcome you to Newark Rising. I was given this speech and I was told to stick to it. But before I stick to it, I like to speak from my heart. So first, I want to thank the board of ICC, Dave Robinson, Anna Batista, Bill Good, Hilda, where are you? Johanna, where are you guys? Just stand up, please, and let's recognize the board of ICC. Committed, committed, committed. And I also want to take a moment to thank the staff of ICC, because this work cannot be done without the staff. So staff, can you please come out? Let's give a shout out to the staff of ICC. Can you please come out so folks can see who you are in your great glory? This work cannot be done without the staff of ICC. And I'm just going to share, I'm going a little off script, right, when I say the staff of ICC. Less than a week ago, we started, obviously we do food distribution from our pantry, right? But an additional site was given to us. And immediately when that happened from a meeting at, the mayor's office, right? During the weekend, the staff mobilized internally, made sure that we had food that we can pick up. Made sure that we had, diapers and different items that our community members may need, because like we all know, right, SNAP has been cut, right? I will never believe that we would be living in a moment like this, but this is what's happening. And the staff of ICC, when I got on the phone on Monday, they had a checklist of just everything they're picking up. They've already been to the pantry. They doubled what we're picking up. I just want to shout them out again, because I'm a leader, yes, but I can't do it without them. I also want to take a moment and just really congratulate our honorees. United Way of Greater Newark, shouting out Catherine Wilson. Round of applause, please. Earthjustice, shouting out Earthjustice, right? Thank you. And our very own Arnold and Nancy, giving them a shout out. And, our dear friend who's gone but not forgotten, because we live in times where, of course, we know that, we live, and being real, we die, right? But what's important is the memories that we leave, the legacies that we leave. And Lenny is definitely someone to remember. So just really, really want to shout out our other honoree, our great friend, Lenny. I'm going to go on to say that tonight isn't just a celebration. It's a testament to what happens when community refuses to be defined by its challenge. For 56 years, ICC has been the heartbeat of the Ironbound. We've walked alongside immigrant families as they build new lives. We've fought for clean air when corporations wanted to treat our neighborhood like a dumping ground. We've opened doors for education for thousands of children who were told doors didn't exist for them. This is why we do what we do. Not because we want to be celebrated. We do it for the community. It is important that as ICC, as an organization, we respond to the needs of the community. Whether it's our workforce development, we strongly believe in breaking the cycle of poverty. And the only way that that could be done is by ensuring that folks are in livable wages jobs. Through our job placement, job training, we encourage our community members to come in, to understand what budgeting means, to understand what the workforce is really like if they've never entered into the workforce before, ensuring that they have the tools and the resources to be successful. In addition to that, we're doing our environmental justice work within the community. When you come into Newark, you get the smell. That's because we're living within an incinerator and a power plant in our community. What does ICC do? We advocate for those who are in our community to ensure that they're breathing clean air. We do that through partnerships, through coalitions. We believe in doing it together. We believe that everyone should live and thrive in a healthy community. Our family success centers continue to serve our families. Whether you're documented or undocumented, ICC got your back. We continue to serve our seniors by going into their homes, ensuring that we're serving as companions, or if it's light duties, or just support. Through our domestic violence program, we continue to serve our survivors of domestic violence. This is what we call the holistic approach about ICC. Whether you're a child, whether you're a mom, a dad, or you're a senior, there are services throughout ICC there are services within ICC and resources that can meet your need. I'm going to end with just thanking our supporters. We have a lot of funders in the room who continue to fund ICC's work. I also want to, shout out our sponsors for tonight. For all those in the room who sponsored this event, I just want to thank you for just believing in ICC and also believing in the leadership of ICC. It's important at this current time that we bind together in order to address the issues that we see are coming before us, right? Whether it's the SNAP, whether it's the big whatever bill, right? Where we know that a lot of folks are going to be kicked off of health insurance. It's important that we come together, we brainstorm together, we do think tanks, right? I may have an expertise in one area, someone else may have an expertise in the other. That's where coalition come in and binding together so we can solve issues together. I just want to again thank everyone for supporting ICC in this room, and I hope to see you again in the years to come, right? Year after year after year, because ICC is here to serve the community in whatever their needs may be. I want to end with, this work is hard, right? It's not easy. But one thing I have recognized while walking in this space is I've definitely found my purpose. And when you are in your purpose, it is, it's gratifying. The work, even though it's hard, it becomes so easy because you are walking within your purpose. And I definitely believe that I've found my purpose. Again, thank you all. And one final shout out, I can't forget my family, my husband, my in-laws that are here, because you got to have good family to do this work. There are times that I'm on the go, and it is my husband that has to slow me down, right, and say, you need to take a breather, you need to come off the computer, you need to rest your eyes. So just really want to shout out, my family and my husband for just that extra care that they put on me. And again, thank you, enjoy, 56 years, Newark Rising.
Thank you, Hazel. I did mention passionate, right? Along with eloquent and visionary. So Hazel has become a very essential and respected voice in our Newark community when it comes to advocacy and organizing. And Ironbound has always, I first met Ironbound 45 years ago when I first started working with the Newark Coalition for Neighborhoods. And they have always been, they've always been loud. But it's not just about volume with Ironbound. It's about substance. It's about studying. It's about being informed and strategic with their advocacy. And loudness doesn't hurt either. So kudos to Ironbound. Having said that, I do want to also acknowledge Ironbound is part of a group of legacy CDCs in Newark. We are really blessed to have these groups that have been around for years, neighborhood-based CDCs like Ironbound, New Community Corporation. I know the Urban League is here, Vivian. I saw Katim, a little younger, you guys, Clinton Hill Community Action, Anthony Smith with Lincoln Park. That's, you guys sort of 20-something, I guess. And who else? Did I miss anybody in terms of CDCs here? La Casa, oh my God. La Casa, yes, sir. Who? Focus. I knew I shouldn't have done that, see that? Well, they're all important and they're all here in Newark. We are blessed to have these groups who've established themselves in the city as small as we are, but have been here for years and years and have kept committed to the community. So again, that's Ironbound is in good company, and they're in good company with Ironbound. I do want to also acknowledge we do have elected officials here. I know Councilman Silva's here. I saw Council President Crump walking in here. Any other councilman? I know Councilman Roundtree is supposed to be here sometime. Over here, Councilwoman, thank you. We saw all of them. I saw all of them at a council meeting today. I also would say that Sandana described me in the description as being incomparable. That's not exactly true. Some people at the council meeting compared me to some things today, which weren't particularly good, but they were people who were always there and they're always spouting stuff, so I didn't mind. In any case, to complement what Hazel has said about Ironbound, we have a video for you, which visualizes all the things Ironbound does and its impact. So having said that, we will move on to the video.
For 56 years, Ironbound Community Corporation has stood as a pillar in Newark. What began as neighbors helping neighbors has grown into a movement, one rooted in justice, compassion, and resilience. As ICC celebrates 56 years of service, we honor our legacy, a legacy built on commitment, community, and an unshakable belief in a stronger, more equitable Ironbound. And we celebrate the changemakers, those who stand beside us, helping to keep our community strong. This year's theme, Newark Rising, captures the relentless spirit of our city. It's a celebration of resilience, of power, and of pride. Despite decades of environmental justice, disinvestment, and inequality, Newarkers, from the Ironbound to every neighborhood, continue to rise.
Hi everyone, I'm Alejandra Torres, Assistant Director of Advocacy and Organizing at the Ironbound Community Corporation. The Environmental Justice and Community Development team have supported the community, ensuring that we are resilient. For the past 6 decades, we've advocated with the community for clean water, clean air, and clean energy. For example, the community has said no to a 4th power plant in the Ironbound. And the community has said no to a dying 30-year-old incinerator that gets trash from all of Essex County and Manhattan. And you know what? The community gets results. And ICC is here to support the community. In this past month alone, we were represented by Earthjustice, and we succeeded in the court granting our motion to stay construction, meaning there's no construction of a 4th power plant while the case is pending. All of these successes demonstrate people power, and ICC is here to build up that people power by advocating and organizing. Newark is rising. Be a change maker.
We organize. We thrive. We lead with unwavering determination. Because rising isn't just about growth or development. It's about justice. It's about inclusion. It's about progress that lifts everyone, leaving no one behind. It means cleaner air and water, affordable housing, innovative public safety, economic empowerment through programs like guaranteed income pilots. It means opportunity for all. Newark is rising because its people are rising, fighting for a future where every voice is heard and every life matters. This year, our impact speaks for itself. Across the Ironbound, lives are being changed every day. Through our Family Success Centers, East and West, we've served more than 3,000 families, providing the support, guidance, and connection they need to thrive. Our Financial Opportunities Center has helped over 1,100 individuals take meaningful steps toward financial stability. And through our VITA tax program, we returned more than $2 million directly into the hands of over 1,600 working families right here in Newark. We've dedicated over 5,000 hours of service to Ironbound seniors, offering companionship, care, and comfort through our Home Friends program. Our Breaking the Cycle initiative supported 268 survivors and families, providing safety, healing, and hope. Through our food program, we fed more than 10,000 community members because no one in our neighborhood should ever go hungry. We've connected with nearly 2,000 homeowners to reduce lead hazards and make homes safer for Newark families. And we continue to invest in our future, with more than 400 children enrolled across our Early Learning Center and after-school programs, learning, growing, and leading the way toward a brighter tomorrow. Each number tells a story of compassion, a story of impact, a story of Newark rising. Because when one of us rises, we all rise. Newark Rising is more than a theme, it's a rallying cry, a celebration of our city's strength, our culture, and our unbreakable spirit. Because Newark's power lies in its people.
Este programa ha sido de mucha ayuda para mí porque soy una madre soltera que mediante este programa me permite seguir trabajando un horario completo, ya que ellos retiran a los niños, nos dan esa facilidad para que sea una ayuda muy grande.
Y yo sé que están en un buen lugar, porque aquí les atienden muy bien, les dan de todo, comida, atenciones, todo. La verdad, a mí me encanta este programa.
We rise together as one, building a city that is just, vibrant, and full of hope for generations to come. Because Newark is rising, and we are the ones making it happen.
Hello, I am Hazel Applewhite, and I am the CEO of Ironbound Community Corporation. For 56 years, Ironbound Community Corporation has been more than an organization. We've been the cornerstone to change in the Ironbound, rooted in justice, fueled by compassion, driven by community. At ICC, we serve people from cradle to career. Our children's program begin at birth and carry through preschool. Through our Early Learning Center, Head Start, and Early Head Start program, we ensure Newarkers' youngest learners get the foundation they need to thrive. For our youths 5 to 13, our after-school program, in partnership with Newark Public School, keeps them safe, engaged, creative, and connected. We serve families through our Family Success Center, offering information, assistance, advocacy, emergency support, fresh food, counseling, education, and family activities. We also provide services through our Breaking the Cycle domestic violence program, offering safe, healing, and hope to our survivors and their families. Our Financial Opportunity Center empowers adults to build stability through budgeting support, free tax preparation, job placement, and job training that leads to livable wages jobs, ESL classes, and digital literacy. Every service moves our neighborhood closer to financial independence. As an agency committed to justice, we lead efforts in environmental and housing justice. We make homes lead-free, improve air and water quality, increase access to healthy food, and help residents build intergenerational wealth. Across the Ironbound and throughout the city, our impact is clear. Strong families, safe homes, thriving children, adults gaining new skills and careers, healthy residents, youths who are learning, leading, and creating change. Newark Rise is about more than growth. It's about justice, inclusion, opportunity for all. With your partnership, we continue to push it forward because Newark is rising and we are making it happen. Be a change maker. Donate to Ironbound Community Corporation today.
Thank you, everyone. Now we would like to have Anna Batista come up to speak more. By the way, Anna is kind of emblematic of the talent we have in Newark in terms of her work, her scholarship, etc. Speaking of which, and while I know, MacArthur Awards, those Genius Awards aren't the end all and be all, but for a small town like Newark, only 25 square miles, 2 of which are kind of underwater. We've had 3 MacArthur Genius Awards from Newark. We had one of the founders of New Community, Bill Linder. We've had Damon Rich, whose planning work was done from Newark, who lives in Ironbound, I think. And a young man who graduated Arts High School, Tyshawn Sori, for his music. And if you're not familiar with Tyshawn, you should check him out. He's brilliant. Anyway, Anna, please.
Thank you. Rich, are you, feel free to nominate us for the MacArthur Genius. I'm going to bring some of that more MacArthur Genius funding here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anna Baptista. I'm a testament to the power, the people power that Ironbound invests in. I grew up, little girl down by Hawkins Street School. Go Hawkins! And growing up in this community was, challenging, but also beautiful. I had people like Nancy and Arnold and June and all the people in the neighborhood who organized my family. My parents didn't speak English. They worked nights. And we would go to meetings at night and I would translate. I very badly, very poorly translated meetings. But all of that made me who I am today. Today, I'm a professor of environmental policy and science because I grew up in the fight, seeing what it means to do this work every day. Yeah. So this is what it looks like, investing in your community. And I came back home. I went to Ivy League schools. I did all the things. And I came home and I did my doctorate here. And my real doctorate, I say, was earned with Nancy and with Sister Carol and with Arnold, and really doing the work with Ironbound Community Corporation for a decade. That's where I really earned my PhD. And so I'm very proud of that. And I'm here to do the interactive portion of this event this evening, okay? Because there's no better use of your time and resources than investing in this community organization. They feed people, they take care of seniors and our elders, they take care of our children, they take care of our water and our air, and they take care of each other and all of us. So we really need to show up for Ironbound Community Corporation today. It's a great investment. It comes back, it pays itself back. I'm a testament to that. And others in this room are as well. And there's no more important and urgent moment to give. Our communities are struggling. We are on the front lines of many, many fights for clean air, for our families who are facing immigration issues, hunger issues, economic insecurity. We need help. You know, those big philanthropies that have a lot of money, they're at a time like this, they're pulling their money back. We lost millions of dollars in federal funding from the EPA, from many different agencies, and we need that funding now more than ever. So I want you to take out you have this little QR codes on your tables, all right? Now pull out your phones. I know everybody has a phone here. You got to take out your phones. You could give $1, $10, $20, $200, whatever you can give. Any amount is okay. But this is the part where you scan the little code, okay? I want you all to pull out your phones. Pull out the phones and scan that code, all right? And give whatever you can and whatever your heart calls you to give, because it's very important and it will make a huge difference to this community. So please give. And if you haven't had a chance to go check out our raffle table or our wine pull, there's some beautiful wines there that you can take home with you today. Please go see that. It's a wonderful investment today. So thank you all and have a great evening.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Now we'd like to invite Councilwoman Roundtree from the Newark Municipal Council, who has some resolutions she would like to present. So thank you, Councilwoman.
Good evening. Happy 56th birthday. Come on and let's make some noise. Everyone that knows me, Sister Zak knows that I am alive and in living color. For sure, it will not be quiet while I'm at the mic. I love celebrations. ICC 1969 formed out of after the rebellion for child care and children and to bring families together, helped to get the first African-American mayor elected, the Honorable Kenneth Allen Gibson. Yes, they're down in the place where they call it the Ironbound. What's so wonderful, Hazel, is that they don't just service the Ironbound. Y'all should be making some noise because all over the city of Newark, yeah, that's not enough. That's like 10 people. I know the Sanctified Punch is over there. I know that the little juice that we're having with our dinner might have us feeling a little way. I'm Reverend Roundtree, but I am also a product of Newark, New Jersey, knowing all of the work that the Ironbound community, before Hazel, before you came, girlfriend, let me tell you something. They were alive, but now they are alive and in living color as well. So let's give it up for Hazel and Dave and the whole ICC team, because it takes work No man is an island, and for the work that ICC is doing, it is a partnership between Ironbound Community Corporation and the city of Newark, and all of you who wanted to become a change maker with them. So while you're clapping it up for ICC, why don't you make some noise for being in the house at Avenue A today as we celebrate 56 years. That means somebody was doing something right. Somebody was dependent on God to get it right. And somebody made sure no matter who stood in their way, no matter what came their way, no matter what day it was, no matter what nobody had to say, they did it God's way. And people were blessed by Ironbound Community Corporation in the city of Newark, in the county of Essex, in the state of New Jersey, in this country, and in this world. Make some noise up in Avenue A today. So I just stopped by to honor a few individuals. Let me get dignified. I am who I am, and I'm many things. The one thing I love is being someone that God appointed and that you elected. Is Council President still in the house? Okay, and is Councilman Silva still in the house? I will not stand here alone, even though I'm the only woman until the next one comes, whenever she's coming. But I'm going to be nice and bring some testosterone up here with me. They call me the perfume, and they're the colognes. But as I present these honors that I was asked to bestow upon the individuals, I want to thank God that I sit with some of the greatest men on this side of heaven to serve the Newark Municipal Council, one being the one and only Councilman Michael J. Silva, and the other being Council President Lawrence C. Crump. So I was given some names to celebrate some individuals, and I'm going to share some of this. We're not reading everything. Now y'all, one person laughed, right? Y'all really don't want me to read all 10 resolutions, do you? Say no. All right, because I don't want to read them all, but I will give a little speech behind one that will apply to them all. But what's important is that these individuals have been set aside. What I'm going to do is share with Councilman Crump. Councilman Silva has his to read and what he wanted to himself personally honor. You have yours, right? Yes. Okay, good. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to share some of the name calling with my colleague, Council President Crump. Will you please put your hands together for Councilman Crump? I'll do it. And I'll do it. I'll read one. We're just going to call their names. Come on, let's call their name.
All right. I've been instructed what to do, so all I'm going to do is call their names as I was told. So this is a resolution commending Earthjustice. Is that all I'm doing? All right, Earthjustice. There's also a letter from our mayor, Razde Baraka, and from Councilwoman Louise Scott Roundtree. Oh, so this is a whole. Okay. All right. I get another one. Come on up. Oh, let's come up and receive your resolutions, please. The next resolution, commending resolution from the Newark Municipal Council, is for Arnold Cohen.
I'll do this one last. United Way of Greater Newark, let's go. Who's coming? Oh, there she is. Oh, we've been friends for about 20-some odd years. I am so proud of you and the work that you've done. Let's move on. Next. This young lady here, see, I can say something about all these folks, but that's not what I'm here to do because I know Councilman Silver's going to have a whole lot to say about the one he's honoring. So I'll do my little speech when I finish presenting. But I want this wonderful woman who stands on the front line for so many. Listen, you say Ironbound, that's her middle name. Come on up, Nancy Zak, and receive your resolution. Nancy Ironbound Zak, a true activist, a true advocate. Father Mercer, bring her on up. Who's this? Here you go, Nancy. Now, where's Mark? Because there's a young man named Leonard S. Thomas that is no longer with us, but we cannot not honor the legacy, the memory of someone who meant so much to the Ironbound community. Mark, will you please come up as we honor the legacy and the memory of Leonard S. Thomas? Come on, Mark. Now, this last one. We are so honored that these individuals that are standing behind me is what they've been doing for many, many years, which is why God has set them aside, along with the individuals that, of course, Councilman Silver will be coming to honor. The truth of the matter is resolutions we do vote on. They're not just pieces of paper in a leather binder that we just didn't have anything else to do. And everyone is not necessarily going to be given the honor of their names to go down in the history of the city of Newark. But it's because of this organization celebrating their 56th birthday, their 56th anniversary, we are here to honor some of Newark's celebrities. I always say that everybody famous is not necessarily great. You have many people that are famous, their names are up in lights, you see them on television all the time. They left Newark, but grew up in Ironbound, and they don't say they're from down there. They say they're from New Jersey. And will not give you the services that the Ironbound Community Corporation has given you, like a glass of water. They will wave from a distance. But the Ironbound Community Corporation and these individuals that stand with Councilman Crump and Councilman Silver and the whole legislative body, we could not do anything for them without honoring the organization that started it all in 1969. Will the representatives from the Ironbound Community Corporation please come up? Hazel, will you please come? Dave, will you please come? Y'all better clap for them. On behalf of the legislative body of the city of Newark, we, the members of the Newark Municipal Council, would like to take this opportunity to commend you during the Ironbound Community Corporation Change Makers Gala 2025, held November 6, 2025. This resolution is signed by all of the legislators that get all kinds of complaints and beat downs, but it's these events that make it all worthwhile because we all have a part to play. I said today that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. We thank God for the laborers of ICC. So this is signed by C. Lawrence Crump, Patrick O'Council, Carlos M. Gonzalez, Dupre L. Kelly, Louis A. Quintana, Aníbal Ramos Jr., yours truly, Reverend Louise Scott Roundtree, Michael J. Silva, attested by our city clerk, Keisha Daniels, dated for November 6, 2025, for the Ironbound Community Corporation to go down in the history of the city of Newark and recorded in our archives as long as there is a city of Newark. Each individual have their own resolution with their memos in it, along with what they have contributed to the community. But there's a man that when Ironbound Community Corporation was formed was not in office. I think there was a man maybe named Hugh Adonisio on his way out. Ken Gibson then came in, the Honorable Mayor Ken Gibson. Following him, there was a man named the Honorable Mayor Sharp James. Following him, there was a gentleman named Cory Booker that is now the U.S. Senator. Y'all can clap, it's all right. No, hold your clapping for the end. After Cory Booker, there was in the Louis Quintana briefly, but the man that sits now in the seat, knowing that these type of organizations are what is needed for our communities, especially with what's going on in our country today. We need ICC, and this mayor knows that. So he wanted to send his congratulatory remarks, and it's an honor for me to stand here today to say, presented to the Ironbound Community Corporation, celebrating 56 years of service. As mayor of the city of Newark, it is my pleasure to honor and congratulate you and all the honorees as we celebrate the Ironbound Community Corporation at their Change Makers Gala 2025. The mayor says, I applaud you, Ironbound Community Corporation, for your diligence and devotion on every level. The mayor says we're also proud to acknowledge you for the many contributions that you have already made and will continue to make, and for the strong foundation of ethical values that you are building and will continue to build on this journey. The mayor states, I know you will continue to be an inspiration to us all and that your greatest days are in front of you. He says, may God continue to keep the gift that you are and will continue to be for humanity. He says, once again, congratulations, and may this day be a most memorable one. And this is for all of the honorees. They all have their personal congratulatory letter from the mayor, and it is signed, Raz J. Baraka, Mayor, City of Newark. Now I introduce to you, we're in his ward. I know that he holds it dear to his heart, and I want to thank him for letting me play my part in the Ironbound Community Corporation's 56th birthday celebration. So as we now say, God bless you, ICC, I say, come on and let's receive Councilman Michael Silva, Councilman of the East Ward. Yes.
Good evening, everybody. I think my council colleagues will agree with me that outside of legislation, outside of getting yelled at council meetings, it's important that we talk about the great history of people and organizations in this city. I believe that the word legacy is very, very underrated in today's world. And the legacy that this organization and people that I'm going to recognize behind me, I believe it's my responsibility to talk about what they have done for the Ironbound community and for the city of Newark. When I use the word iconic, because these people, when you use the word Ironbound, alongside it, their names appear. They are a part of the great history of this community, a community that was built on the back of immigrants, of hard work, of people who come to this place with nothing but the clothes on their backs. And those people need a voice. And these people that I'm going to recognize today were the voice of many, many who are not here anymore. Let's talk about Lenny Thomas. When I worked for Newark Police, how many Ironbound super neighborhood meetings did I go to? With Lenny and Nancy and Arnold in St. James Church. Going back 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So my relationship with them didn't start on July 1st, 2022. We've been friends for 20 years. And Lenny's not here anymore, but through the resolution that Councilwoman Roundtree gave, his name will live forever in the history of the city of Newark.
Yes.
I want to thank everyone that came out today to support an organization that does so much for our community, that's so much for the people of this great city. The Ironbound is a special place. I remember the Lafayette Street, what's now Lafayette Street, being a food town. I don't even want to tell you how long ago that was because that'll reveal my age. But it used to be a food town back in the day. I grew up on Elm Street. My parents moved to Elm Street in 1955. I knew the ICC, I knew Vic DeLuca and all the people that were involved there. As a little kid, I played in that playground that's on the Elm Street side. So my history goes far beyond this moment today. I know what they've done. I've seen the people they've helped. And so today, I'm so humbled and so honored to be only the third councilman in 50 years, but someone who lives and breathes the Ironbound community, who lives and breathes the city of Newark, who believes so much in organizations like the ICC and what they do. And today is a moment that I want to stand by my council colleagues and tell them, even though the reality is we might have our differences on certain things, the bottom line is we care about people.
That's right.
And we care about our city.
That's right.
And that's the most important thing. But I just want to recognize two people. I'm not going to read the whole thing because their bio would keep us here for hours and hours and hours. But I want to acknowledge Nancy and Arnold. These two people have dedicated their life for the good of the city of Newark, for the good of the Ironbound, but most of all, for the good of the people in this community. And I can't thank them enough because when I was running, they were one of my supporters. They believed in me. They stood by me. When I use the word iconic, I think of these two individuals because they really are part of the fabric of what the Ironbound and what the city of Newark stands for. So Nancy, Arnold, it's my honor to give you these resolutions forever and ever. Your names will be part of the history of the best city in America. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, Councilman Silva, Councilwoman Roundtree. You know, seeing the council people up here on the stage, the East Ward council person, the at-large council, it's important to remember a very important thing that's often overlooked about ICC. Ironbound Community Corporation has never been just about Ironbound or just about the East Ward. Ironbound Community Corporation was at the forefront in organizing the first citywide coalition in Newark in 1979, the Newark Coalition for Neighborhoods. They've been at the forefront of working with other groups in the city for years. They have alliances with the environmental issues with the Southward Environmental Alliance, the inclusionary zoning ordinance that's in Newark now, which is a critical element in the Mayor Baraka's policy. That was first conducted with the help of the then director of Ironbound, Joe De La Fave, the then director of La Casa, Ray Ocasio, and myself. The mayor invited us to help craft the first inclusionary zoning ordinance. Ironbound also worked with, I believe they worked with the Urban League in terms of that switching station that we didn't stop, but was put in the Fairmont area. So they've always recognized the importance of collective action and citywide purpose. And for that, they should always be commended because they've never been parochial in terms of their interest. And Catherine. All right, so we will move into the Changemaker Awards. We had these awards, so we'll move into the awards section now. I would like to ask Sandana. Please come on up here, Sandana. She will introduce the CEO, Catherine Wilson, of the United Way of Newark, Greater Newark. Okay.
Okay. So anybody who knows Councilwoman Roundtree, you all know that none of that was scripted. So we just pretty much threw our whole timeline out the window. It just went up in smoke. But that's why we love her. So I am going to try to do this from my phone with my over 50 eyes. So y'all just bear with me. First of all, it's a pleasure to present the Economic Empowerment Award to a true force of equity and opportunity, the Greater Newark, the United Way of Greater Newark. First of all, oh, she's still taking pictures. Oh, wait. For more than 100 years, United Way of Greater Newark has been woven into the fabric of this city, responding to our community's changing needs and always standing with families who are working hard to build a better life. Under the fabulous leadership of the president and CEO, Catherine Wilson, who will accept tonight's award, United Way continues that legacy through programs that bring real, measurable change. Their ALICE initiative, for example, and ALICE stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed, shines a light on the hardworking individuals and families who earn just above the poverty line, but still struggle to make ends meet. By advocating for ALICE households, United Way helps shape policy and investments that create pathways to financial stability. The very tagline of that program is powerful. If one of us is struggling, we're all struggling, and that's true. At ICC, that commitment is personal. United Way proudly funds ICC's Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, their VITA program, which has literally helped, to bring millions of dollars through federal and state returns back into the residents' hands through free tax preparation. They also fund ICC's Financial Opportunity Center. And through that center, they're giving community members access to financial coaching, workforce development, connection to utility and other income supports, and the tools to build lasting stability. That's what true economic empowerment looks like. Meeting people where they are and helping them to move forward with dignity and hope. Now, from investing in small businesses to strengthening youth opportunity through Newark Thrives, United Way's impact touches every single corner of our community. And through it all, they remind us that lasting change happens when we work together, when partnership replaces isolation, and when opportunity is shared by all. So, Catherine, thank you. And to your entire team, for your leadership, your compassion, and your unshakable commitment to Newark's future. So it's with a privilege that we present you this particular award. Congratulations.
On behalf of United Way, the staff, and the trustees, I want to thank the Ironbound Community Corporation, their board of trustees, the staff, and partners for this award. United Way is honored to be honored for being a change maker in the community. We value our partnership with the Ironbound through our work with VITA and the Asset Building Coalition, along with all of our other partnerships to make sure that all of our Newark residents have the resources and materials they need to thrive. Thank you again for this distinguished honor, and we look forward to seeing you out in the community.
Again, congratulations to United Way, Catherine, her entire staff, who are tireless workers in terms of policy development and advocacy. Our next Changemaker Award is for environmental justice, and it will go to Earthjustice. We are going to ask Alejandra Torres, ICC's Associate Director of Advocacy and Organizing, to present this award. Alejandra.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you're having a lovely evening. So tonight we come together in the spirit of community, justice, and collective power as we honor an extraordinary partner in our work, Earthjustice. At Ironbound Community Corporation, we know environmental justice isn't just about laws. It's about people, parents who want clean air for their kids, elders who deserve dignity, and families who fought for generations to protect this neighborhood that we love. For over a decade, Earthjustice has been a fundamental partner. For example, since 2016, Earthjustice attorneys such as Jonathan, who couldn't be here with us tonight, have stood shoulder to shoulder with us, challenging hazardous waste cases, lack of city emergency response plans, facilities exploitative deals, commenting on air permit renewals, safeguarding the laws we helped pass, and preventing new fossil fuel infrastructure. From local advocacy to national impact, their commitment has never wavered. Flash forward in 2022, Cynthia became a new member and joined forces during the state's environmental justice rules comment period. Then in 2023, Danny stepped in to help defend New Jersey's groundbreaking EJ law. Then in 2024, Colin joined the team, strengthening this partnership even more. And this year, 2025, when the Department of Environmental Protection and Passaic Valley Sewerage Commission tried to push us back, all 4 Earthjustice attorneys stood with ICC and our community as we took legal action to demand accountability and justice. This isn't just a timeline. It's a record of solidarity, of lawyers, advocates, and neighbors fighting side by side to make the promise of environmental justice real. Earthjustice brings national power, but they stay rooted in community, following our lead, lifting our voices, and walking with us every step of the way. Sister Carol devoted her life to this kind of justice, protecting people and the planet with courage and conviction. And tonight, we honor Earthjustice for carrying that legacy forward with strength, humility, and heart. On behalf of Ironbound Community Corporation and the people of Newark, it is my deep honor to present the Sister Carol Johnston Community Service Award to Earthjustice. Thank you for standing with us, for fighting beside us, and for believing in a Newark, and indeed a world, where every community can breathe freely. Please join me in welcoming the Earthjustice team. Yay! Thank you. I'm not really sure what happens now. I don't know. I'll just hug you. Thank you. And a hug for Jonathan.
It's such an honor for ICC to recognize us at Earthjustice tonight. For decades, ICC has been a leader in the environmental justice movement in Newark, in New Jersey, and around the country. We are truly lucky to be able to support the meaningful and impactful work that ICC does.
This work would not be possible without ICC's incredible environmental justice team. We've had the pleasure of working with Maria, Chloe, JV, Vanessa, Melanie, Alejandra, Gustavo, and Milagro, to name a few.
Together, we have achieved some incredible outcomes. For example, because of ICC's foresight in pushing for a stronger zoning code and incredible organizing, we were able to stop the construction of a brand new sewage sludge incinerator in the Ironbound. And of course, ICC and other EJ partners were the driving force behind New Jersey's groundbreaking EJ law. Now we're fighting with ICC to make sure that the Passaic Valley Sewerage Commission doesn't get to ignore the law and build the 4th gas plant in the Ironbound.
These are just some of the examples of the many, many achievements that ICC has had over the decades to make sure that the Ironbound is a healthy and thriving home for all people. We look forward to continuing to partner with ICC to achieve that goal of a healthy Ironbound. And thank you all again for the honor tonight.
Thank you, ICC!
Thank you and congratulations, Earthjustice, for all your work and unwavering commitment to environmental justice and helping ICC. Our next awards, 2 more left, Sister Carol Johnson Awards. It would be, I think it's useful to remind people about Sister Carol. To do that, we have the ICC Vice Chair, Johanna Monach, with us. Johanna, please join us.
Hi, everybody.
We're proud and honored to place Sister Carol Johnston's name on our first Community Service Award. Carol was born and raised in the East and West Wards of Newark, and she was a Sister of Charity and a Director of Special Projects and Waterfront Planning at the Ironbound Community Corporation, where she worked for more than 10 years. Carol also served on the Board of Directors of St. Vincent's Academy in Newark and on the Board of Directors of Religious on the Water, ROW. There's more. Before working at ICC, Carol, her middle name was Pamela, Carol worked in community-based organizations in the United States and Mexico for more than 25 years, specializing in administration and planning, and with a special focus on working with women. From Washington, D.C. to the rural Southeast to Mexico City to Newark, Carol dedicated her life to others and to the natural world around her. Having returned to her hometown of Newark in the 1990s, Carol was primed to settle down in her childhood community of Ironbound. Along with her neighborhood roots, her passion for life and community in all of its forms, it made her the perfect person to manage ICC's planning and advocacy for waterfront parks. Exerting her leadership, personality, and wit, Carol took leadership of this program and eventually became a leading spokesperson and advocate. As she pushed for new parks in the community along the riverfront, Carol developed healthy working relationships with key partners, including County Executive Joe DiVincenzo, City Planner Damon Rich, Assemblyman Albert Coutinho, and Councilman Augie Amador. Okay. These partnerships became the foundation for progress and culminated with the county and city development at Riverfront Park. In addition to this, Carol forged a partnership with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and headed up, along with Debbie Manns, the EPA's Community Advisory Group for the cleanup of dioxin in the Passaic River. Carol also became a strong advocate for and worked with the EPA in bringing bringing jobs from this project to the community. In recognition of her work, the EPA awarded Carol their U.S. EPA 2008 Citizen Excellence and Community Involvement Award, the EPA's only national citizen award. Helping to realize the development of the new riverfront parks and the cleanup of the Passaic River were part of Carol's overall vision of and passion for enabling the community of Ironbound to once again enjoy the beauty of the riverfront and for the river's community of life to return to the Ironbound. This healthy, peaceful coexistence of many life forms on and along the river is another example of the life work that Sister Carol contributed in so many corners of God's planet. We honor our friend and colleague and her legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Johanna. And to present the award to Arnold and Nancy, once again, Councilman Silva.
Good evening, everybody. You already heard what I had to say about Nancy. There's not enough words that could describe the drive in her, the passion she has for what she does. And it's been a tremendous honor working alongside her, whether it was with Newark Police and now as the councilman. So today, I'm so humbled to stand here and present her with the award. Nancy, come up here. It's the Sister Carol Johnston Community Service Award, presented to Nancy and Arnold for tireless dedication to service and justice for the Ironbound residents. Congratulations.
This is
I'm wearing my river scarf. You can see the colors green and blue, and that's to honor Carol and Lenny, who both worked for decades to get the Riverfront Park built in Newark.
And just one thing, I don't know if anybody knows, but the field house at Riverbank Park is going to be named after Nancy Zak. She already knows. I told her. I went to our county executive, Joe D., a great believer and a great friend of Nancy's, and he said, no doubt, it's well-deserved. So it's been passed already by the commissioners. That we'll have a dedication. That field house will be named after Nancy Zak.
For those, that was an important fight, the fight to save Riverbank Park. And of course, we got 2 parks for one. When we won, we also got Riverfront Park. And that was through all of you working together, the whole neighborhood, all the partners. And I have some of the Spark members here tonight, and they continue. 30 years it's been since that fight started. And we are still holding programs and in the park. And I wanted to say that if you'd like to know more about the 56 years of ICC, the main Newark Public Library has a wonderful exhibit about 1969 on the 3rd floor of the main library. Anytime that you want to go, that the library is open. And if you go, you could say hello to our daughter Beth, who works in the history room.
My name is Arnold Cohen. Came to ICC a little bit over 50 years ago. Did my student teaching at the Ironbound Children's Center because I wanted to be in a parent-run daycare center.
I'm Nancy Zak. I moved to Newark in 1972. I became a worker with the Ironbound Community Corporation in 1978. Working on the Ironbound Voices newspaper. It was a trilingual paper that covered everything going on in our neighborhood, groups of people that were working to make life better in the neighborhood. Ironbound Community Corporation has served as a fundraiser and a fiscal agent, helping to bring groups together.
Our work around environmental justice, polluting facilities the air does not stay in one location, it spreads all over. So when we stop incineration proposals that were planned to be in Ironbound, we helped the health of all of Newark.
We learned very early that we were stronger when we crossed neighborhood lines and formed coalitions that worked together. And then we began working on housing issues citywide. We worked with a lot of tenant organizations, helping form tenant organizations, and it's work that continues today. It is really wonderful to be honored in Sister Carol's memory. She was instrumental in helping ICC to research who owned the property along the river, how we could work on acquiring it to make that walk path go through.
I'm humbled to be a recipient, doing all the fantastic work that she has done here in the neighborhood, organizing people around issues of getting our river cleaned up and making it accessible to our community.
And I would like to add my deep appreciation and our thanks for everybody who is here tonight, for supporting the work of the Ironbound Community Corporation and hopefully continuing it for another 50 years. Together we can move mountains. Alone we can't move at all. So let's continue this partnership.
Newark is rising. Be a change maker.
Again, congratulations, Arnold and Nancy. I've known Arnold and Nancy since 1979, so it's nice to see them recognized. And they've always been recognized. We always recognize them. But I also want a quick point of privilege. I've got to acknowledge their daughter, Beth. You know, many of us knew her from when she was born, so it makes me feel even older looking at her. But the stuff she's done in terms of Newark's history, and remember, it was Malcolm X who once said, history is a subject best suited to reward our studies. If you want a little diversity, you throw in William Faulkner. The past is never dead. It's not even past. And Beth has also been a hard worker with the union at the library. So the branch don't fall far from the tree, indeed. Our final award. And again, I urge people, we have one more award and then our keynote speaker. Please stick around. The work of Dr. Cooper is work that's even more essential than it was in this time and age, given some of the retrogrades we have in DC. But the final award, Carol Johnston Award, we're going to ask who's coming up, is in memory of Lenny Thomas. And to present that award is Cynthia Mellon. And accepting on Lenny's behalf is his friend, Marc Roberts. Cynthia. Come on, Mark. I'll present it. It's already been mentioned, Lenny was a tireless organizer and advocate, and we all miss him. So Mark, on behalf of Ironbound Community Corporation, please accept this award in Lenny's memory.
Yes, okay. I will.
Thank you.
I'm not going to be long on this microphone, but it was a blessing to meet the guy. He was a wonderful soul, a wonderful person to be around, a wonderful activist to learn from, and a blessed person to know. He's going to be surely missed by all the people from ICC, Nancy, Arnold, me, but we got to continue his legacy from working in the Ironbound in the city of Newark and also New Jersey. So, not going to be long. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, now it is time for I think I've got this right, our keynote speaker. Our keynote tonight, and we're certainly glad to have her presence, is Dr. Brittany Cooper, Professor of Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies and Africana Studies, who's at Rutgers University. Many of us here are Rutgers alums. I'm a Rutgers alum, Rutgers Newark. Although it was 55 years ago I graduated, I can't believe that. Professor Cooper is also the principal investigator and founding director of the Race and Gender Equity, acronym RAGE, appropriate lab at Rutgers. You can read her full bio in the digital journal. A couple of her books include Beyond Respectability, The Intellectual Thought of Race Women, winner of the 2018 Marie Curie Prize for Best Book in U.S. Intellectual History from the Organization of American Historians, and the New York Times bestseller, Eloquent Rage, A Black Feminist Discovers Her Superpower. Dr. Cooper frequently appears as a commentator on MSNBC and NPR. She's appeared in several documentaries on Netflix and PBS, and her commentary has been published at the New York Times, the Washington Post, Ebony Magazine, Essence Magazine, Time Magazine, Marie Claire, PBS, and many other outlets. In 2016, she gave a TED Talk for TED Women on the Racial Politics of Time. To date, her talk has been viewed over 1 million times. She has been named to the Root.com's Root 100, an annual list of top Black influencers 4 times. And as I mentioned before, her work is timely because there are retrograde, racist, misogynist power mongers in DC who would like to exterminate and extirpate and evaporate the kind of work she does because it scares the shit out of them. So Dr. Cooper, please come on up here.
Good evening. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so much to Hazel and Sandana for asking me to be here. Congratulations to the Ironbound Community Corporation on 56 years. I can attest that it is a feat for legacy organizations that were here at mid-century, mid-20th century to still be here working for the people. That is no small thing. And so congratulations to all of you. So as it was referenced in my bio, in a few years ago, I gave a TED Talk on the racial politics of time. And one of the things I was interested in that talk was this idea that there are some people who are important to the flow and thrust of history, and there are some groups of people who get cast as people who are simply taking up space. And there's a deep academic argument about that has to do with this idea that when Europe came to colonize Africa and to transport enslaved folks across the Atlantic, that the way that they did that was essentially to say that Africans and indigenous people had never been doing anything of significance until Europe showed up. So Europeans argued that they were the world makers, that they were the history makers, and that everyone else was merely hanging out on the planet being a space taker. So for me, that means that we are in an existential battle, a battle royale between world makers and space takers. And some of the way that has shown up for us is so if the government thinks, right, if the powers that be think that you are just a space taker, then they see you as a waste of time. They see you as a waste of resources. And we're living through that in this moment. One of the ways that shows up is in the idea that other people control the time. So when the government shows up to pause SNAP benefits, when the government shows up to take away hard-won protections on healthcare, they are not merely showing up in a power battle. They are also showing up to pause time, to slow time down. They are saying to us that they don't like the pace of progress. And quite frankly, if I might be so colloquial at this late hour, if we're going to be historically honest about it, that is what we call in my world white people shit. Now, it ain't all white people, clearly, but it's enough of them for it to be a problem. And so that idea that white people own time and that they control the flow of progress, right? And that when it gets too fast for them, right? When trans folks and queer folks get too many rights too quickly, when immigrant families are on the verge of having protections that they deserve in a country that they helped to build, when Black folks are in too many positions of leadership, right? That we'll just pause it. We'll just pretend that we are the victims. The white men making these policies pretend that they are the victims when what they are doing is trying to control the clock as if they possibly could. So what I argued in my TED Talk and what I think is important tonight is that these folks are engaged in a world-making project. There are world-making projects that suggest that some people don't matter, that they don't deserve education, they don't deserve housing, they don't deserve food, they don't deserve care, they don't deserve resources, they don't deserve paychecks, that their lands deserve to be pillaged, that their labor deserves to be undervalued. That's one kind of world-making project. But there are other kinds of world-making projects. And when we are under the gun and under the thumb of an oppressive government, one of the things that it seeks to do is steal our imagination and our clarity about the fact that there are other kinds of world-making projects. And when I think about the 56-year history of the Ironbound Community Corp, what I understand is that it is engaged in a different kind of world-making project, right? One that says that everybody matters. One that says that the color of your skin should not determine your destiny. One that says we can go faster alone but farther together. One that says that housing matters, that safety matters, that children matter, that education matters, that the ability to breathe fresh, clean air, the ability to, the right to have clean water, that all of this matters. And so when I look at the convergence of the ways that this organization that this community corporation and the body of brilliant, committed folks that you have assembled in this room engage your work, the thing I love the most is that you give life to the distinction between world makers and space takers. Because in order to build a world, you have to take up a little bit of space, and you have to do so unapologetically. And when you take up that space, you get the right to demand that it not be filled with trash. You get the right to demand that the air doesn't smell like trash. You get the right to demand that everyone can live in communities that are built for their safety and their thriving. That is a different kind of world-making project. It is a world-making project that is committed to freedom. So, and it's personal to me. I have a PhD now, but I didn't always have a PhD. I am the daughter of a single teen mother from one of the poor states in the Union. I'm a New Jersey transplant, and I have to admit this place has grown on me. But I grew up in a small town in Louisiana, and when I looked at the slate of programs that you provided, I thought about what it meant to watch my mama hustle every single day to try to put food on the table, to try to dream a bigger dream for us. I thought about what it meant for my mama to navigate an abusive relationship with my father. It means something to me as both a feminist and a childhood survivor of domestic violence when organizations understand that communities are safer when women are safer, that communities are safer when intimate partners are safer. And I remember one time when I came to be an adult that I asked my mama how she had the audacity to believe that as a teen mama from a poor background, that there could be more available for her than what she saw around her. And she said simply, I wanted better for you, and therefore I knew that I needed to want better for myself. And that story taught me the power of what it means when people decide that they are worth more and they are worth better. And look, when I use a term like world making, it sounds academic and fancy. But the thing I am trying to say to you is that every time you read a book to a child, every time you remove a family from a precarious position, every time you help a family to have housing, every time you advocate for an immigrant family that is being bullied by the government, every time you show up when you're tired and you do it anyway, that is a form of world making. That is a form of world building. It's not fancy. And a lot of people love to talk about it, but very few people like to do it because it isn't fancy. One of the things my mama did when we were living in the projects and she was making a way out for us, every single night she read me a bedtime story. Every single night. And I fundamentally believe that reading books to children is one of the most revolutionary things you can do. Some years ago, when I was doing active organizing with Black Lives Matter, we hosted books and breakfasts here in Newark, and I came to town and read some books to some kids because it's one of the most revolutionary things you can do, and because none of us is ever too good to sit and have story time with a child. But the world-making potential of that kind of move is that what you are doing is expanding the imagination, not to mention the vocabulary of the young people that you are helping. Because when I look at a government that picks on us, a government that arrests LaMonica McIver, when I look at a government that picks on Ras Baraka, the folks who are advocating for communities like this one and the folks in those communities to have humane conditions and to not be cast off by a government who does not have the right to determine their life or their life possibilities, when I think about that, the thing that I most think to myself is what a stunning failure of imagination. What a stunning lack of the notion that there is enough for everybody. There are world-building projects built on the myth of scarcity, the idea that I got to get mine and you got to get yours. But the Ironbound Community Corp is engaged in a world-making project built on the idea of abundance, that there is more than enough for everybody, and that the more we give, the more there is to give. The more we give, the more there is to give. The more we pour out, the more capacity we have to receive. And so even in a moment where the government is pulling funding, where the government is picking on universities like mine and trying to put us at their mercy, I am reminded that we don't have to give in. That the strength, look, they're going to challenge us. They are going to, they are a challenge. They are a challenge. But what we know is that we are the world makers. We are the people with imagination. Look, I'd like for us to be more religiously inclusive than we sometimes are, but I am also a person who believes in the myth of 2 fish and 5 loaves. I believe that when you show up with the intention to feed people, people will be fed. When you show up with the intention to care for people, people will be cared for. When you show up with the intention to be safe, to make spaces safe for people, spaces get safer for people. That is a world-making project. It isn't fancy. It isn't glamorous. All it requires is your commitment and your belief that more is possible. And you know who proved to me that more is possible? My late, beloved, amazing mother, who took her teenage poor girl self and worked her way to an amazing career and raised a daughter who was a valedictorian and a PhD at 28. But you don't have to be a valedictorian and you don't have to be a PhD, because none of that matters if you think that that was the end goal. It wasn't the end goal. The degrees, the fanciness, none of it matters. All that matters is the world that we are trying to build together. That's the only thing that matters. So never let the space takers put a ceiling on the possibility of the worlds we can make. Always remember that the power of imagination is the only limit on our possibility. So yeah, in the battle between the world makers and the space takers, the question is who will win? But the thing that they don't understand is that we're in a room together plotting and building the future tonight, funding the future tonight, standing up for the future we want tonight. And that means we have already won. Cheers to the world makers.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper, not just for your comments tonight, but for your work overall over the years, your research and writings and advocacy. We will now have Ironbound CEO, the inimitable Hazel Applewhite, to come back up with closing remarks. Let's give her another big hand, please.
Thank you. What an incredible evening. You know, when they say that words are well said, right, you really want to leave with that food for thought. So my only job here is to basically close this out and say thank you. Just again, thanking everyone for being here. Thank you to Richard, our MC. Can we give it up for Richard? Thank you to Dr. Brittany Cooper. Thank you so much for just wonderful, wonderful words. And again, thank you to our honorees, Earthjustice, Nancy, Arnold, shout it out, United Way of Greater Newark, and of course, our friend that's gone but not forgotten, Lenny. I want you, and of course, to you, our guests, right? Thank you for coming. Like I said, incredible evening. We'll see you next year. Continue to, look on our website, support ICC, look out for us within the community, right? Because we're definitely there. Wonderful evening. Just thank you. Thank you all. And enjoy the rest of your evening.